In about 2 weeks, Attorney General Merrick Garland will be relieved of his duties. And I'm sure Merrick Garland would like to quietly leave his office, maybe leave Washington, D.C., fade off into obscurity, never to be thought of or mentioned again. But we can't let that happen. Merrick Garland has had a serious impact on this country, and I'm not talking about in a positive way. We know what's coming the next 4 years. Donald Trump, MAGA, the Trumplefux. We know what kind of serious problems are going to happen, and we can hold them responsible for the things they do. But we've got to remember that they would not have been able to do what they're about to do if not for Merrick Garland. Whether it is his actions or his inactions, Merrick Garland is wholly responsible for why Donald Trump is president and why we're going to suffer through the things we're going to suffer through. Now, I don't know if it's a matter of complicity, cowardice, incompetence, or maybe a combination of all three. I don't know what it is. But make no mistake, had Merrick Garland done one thing that he should have done as an attorney general and investigate Donald Trump day one after he took office, we would not be in this situation. The court cases would be over. Donald Trump would have been convicted. Donald Trump would have been sentenced, and he would have been unable to run for the presidency. So Merrick Garland talks about, well, I don't want to be too political. You're a fucking coward. What you did was not only not political, it was ultra political because you benefited Donald Trump and the enemies of this country. So Merrick Garland, you're an older man. Maybe you want to retire. Maybe you want a great legacy, but you don't. You are part and parcel responsible to whatever happens over the next 4 years. It is your responsibility. And you should live with that legacy. If no one else is going to say it, I will say it every fucking day. Merrick Garland is why we are here. Merrick Garland is why we are suffering through the things we are suffering through. You think you can go away quietly? Oh, you'll be remembered. You'll be remembered like Benedict Arnold and other enemies of this country. And I will say this about Joe Biden, too. I love Joe Biden. He was an incredible president, but he had one fatal flaw. And most of you will say, you mean when he appointed Merrick Garland as AG? No, I mean, because who knew at that point? The fatal flaw of Joe Biden was that a year in, after watching him do nothing, he wasn't replaced. Joe should have jumped on that fucking bandwagon, kicked his ass out, and got somebody who knew how to do the job in as quickly as possible. But Joe didn't do that. These are old school politicians, and there is no room for old school politicians anymore. This is a new world. This is a less sophisticated world. This is a world about fighting and going nose to nose. We need to get in that game if we have any intentions of surviving.